Guys, welcome to Ampersanduniquegifts and Home Decor. If this is your first time, today we have a little bit different kind of thrift flip for you. I'm going to be making DIY candles, and I'm going to be using these thrifted cups. So just in time for Mother's Day, we're thinking about what kind of things we can do and what you can sell in your own shop or sell online or just give as gifts. If you have some old cups around your house, or if you would like to pick up some at a thrift store, hopefully this will be inspiring for you. So stick around and let's see how this turns out. We're going to start with washing our cups, and then we're going to see how it goes. So stick around.
All right, step one, you're going to wash all your dishes. I did pick these up at different thrift stores, and they're different kinds. And I just want to make sure before I start putting any wax in there that all the stickers are gone, that there's no sticky on them, and wash them with soap and water. Magic eraser, making sure everything's clean. And these are, I've got some Gibson, some Corningware, some Corelle, some unmarked. I don't really know what they are. But when you're doing this, you want to just make sure that your cups are a good sturdy cup. There's no cracks, and that it's something that it's not so delicate that you wouldn't want it to sit and get hot. I know you're putting hot tea in a cup or hot coffee in a cup, but it's not quite the same as when you've got wax burning. So you want to make sure that you're not using something too thin and fragile. So here I've used Make Market soy wax and the Nature's Garden scents. Not sponsored by either one of those, just letting you know what I've used. And I do have a hodgepodge of scents, waxes, wicks, and I'm not, I've got several different kinds, so I do end up using a different wax later in the video. So I'm going to grab my wick. I have the kind, what I'm using here are the kind that are already attached to the little bottom, and I'm just going to use this glue. You can use a little dab of hot glue. You can use glue dots. You can actually buy glue dots in the candle making supplies. But I love this glue. It's Beacon's 3-in-1. It dries really fast. I always call it the hot glue without the hot. And I'm just putting a little dot down there on the bottom of that silver piece, making sure that it's in the center. And then using my little metal rod here to hold it into place. And I didn't have enough for all the cups, so you can see I made some out of some weird little wood things that I had left over from some fans that they came off of. Anyway. And I know I did say, in the beginning, I said Mother's Day is just around the corner, and I think actually it's like, 2 months away, or more. But as retailers, we're always thinking ahead. We want to make sure that when people start thinking about shopping for something, that we have them ready. And I think these cups would make the perfect Mother's Day gift. Nothing like getting a wonderful smelling candle that you can burn and use, and then have these great cups to keep afterward. How many times have you burned a candle and then you have this glass at the end that you don't really know what to do with? Do I throw it away? Do I give it away? Can I reuse it? So here you're actually giving a gift that has two purposes. And I'm sorry, I know I'm coming off to the side, but I'm using a ladle and pouring my wax in there. I have a specific ladle and silicone spoon that I use for my candle making, and that way I'm not trying to clean them and use them with food, or, I just have those same ones dedicated to candle making. And I'm going to take my eyedropper and put my scent down in there. I'm going to stir it up to make sure that it is thoroughly mixed in with the wax. Nothing sadder than getting a candle that smells great when you pick it up, but then it doesn't, when you burn the candle, it doesn't fill the room with that wonderful aroma. Definitely don't want that to be something that somebody says about these candles. So I am going to fill them all up, put my scent in there and stir them, and then put the little wick thing back on to hold the wick in the center, and go through and fill all these up. There's a couple of them I put a little bit of the scent in the bottom before I even put the wax in there, but either way, I stirred them up, so it should be thoroughly mixed through there. And I ended up using about 3 eyedroppers in each of the cups and stirred it. So I do also have like a little stainless pitcher, and typically you would want to make a whole batch, all the same scent at one time, and you would just put your wax in there and then mix your scent in and then pour straight from that pitcher into each of these. But because I'm trying to make a whole bunch of different ones with different scents at one time, I am going ahead and just taking the eyedropper and putting it in there as I go. So it is kind of a little bit more complicated. It's like painting things and painting each item a different color rather than go through a whole batch of one color, but you get it. And so I'm just going through, you can see I'm filling them all up, and I get down and I actually only had about an inch of wax left of, the liquid melted wax in the bottom of my crock pot. And so I had to go ahead and grab another bag, and it kind of looks like coconut flakes when you put it in there, but because it's that flaked, it makes it melt really easily. And I just stir it up, put the lid back on. This crock pot is dedicated to this, so I don't even clean it out when it's finished. See, this is Candlescience. That's all the same kind, the same level of soy, but I just had a different brand that I used first, and then so now I'm mixing in that other one. So here they are all sitting, waiting to harden a little bit. It had only been about 10 minutes, and you can see how they're already starting to solidify. And I wanted to move these. I had them kind of upside down, and it left a mark across there. So I'm going to remove them and let it finish and kind of settle, and then we'll put some more wax in the top there, and hopefully be able, the hot wax, when we add it in there, hopefully we'll even that out some. So we'll just check here on our wax. We'll give it a good stir. What happens is it starts to melt. It will go from the flakes to more of a solid. It'll kind of all be put together in one chunk as it begins to melt the flakes, and then it will become the liquid. So we'll just kind of look at it, flip it over, stir it, leave it, and then we'll get back to it after it gets to liquid. So as soon as the wax was ready, I went ahead and filled the last 4 cups. I didn't fill them quite to the top. I left room so that I could put some more hot wax in there after it had started to get hard. That's what I did here, hoping that that hot wax will mix in and help even that top out. So I left room in those other cups. All right, so I let them sit overnight. They still cups. I'm just using a regular hair dryer to kind of melt it and flatten that out the best that I can. Cut the wicks down, and then I put the safety stickers on the bottom, all of them, even though they are DIY handmade. I wanted to make sure to put that caution hot sticker on there. If you are a candle maker and you have tips and tricks, I would love to hear about them in the comments.